Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to do a little comparison between the KNOG Oi Classic, Prima, and Luxe bike bells. KNOG's Oi bike bells have been a popular option for cyclists thanks to their sleek design and unique color options. Currently there are 3 models on the market. You have the Classic, you have the newest Prima, and then you have the beautiful Oi Luxe. All of them share that really low profile design that's unique to KNOG. And again, they have some really cool color offerings that can match different bike setups. We have the unique opportunity to actually show them all side by side, so we're going to be able to hear them all together, listen to some actual riding footage with them, and go over the little details. So if we start with the Oi Classic, as far as specs, this retails for $21.99. It has 80 plus decibels, so nice and loud. You can see it has a low profile design that really hugs your handlebar just like all the bells. And a nice detailing with the metal actual ringer portion, a plastic inner piece, and an ergonomic trigger. It's also available in multiple colors as well as a small and large size, so you can do different round handlebar sizes. And the cool thing about these is they have a cable pass-through, so if you have a bike with cables, you can run them right through here with these nice deep channels and avoid having them rub against the bell. The Prima is the latest model, which was introduced this year. Retail price on this is $32.99, and the big difference here is they have the WAVETEK technology, which redesigned the trigger to hide the spring underneath and give it a sleeker and more ergonomic design than the Classic. It's also 80 plus decibels, so nice and loud, with a little bit more shallow cable pass-through, but similar low profile design, and they've added nice detail on like these little curves that are supposed to mimic a jet engine. At the top end, we have the $44.99 Luxe. So this one's an all-metal design that really gives it a timeless appearance. So you can see it has a brass stinger, and then everything else is metal with this synthetic or vegan inner liner instead of your traditional plastic. But again, 80 plus decibel with a nice, loud, and crisp ding to it. It's also available in multiple sizes, small and large, and different coloring, so you can really match your bike setup. Now let's take a look at the weight of the bells. If we look at the Classic, you can see it's 25 grams. Then if we take the Prima, slightly heavier at 29. Then we expect the Luxe to probably be the heaviest with the full metal construction. And you can see it is at 47 grams. Now let's take a closer look at the fit and finish of the bell. So starting with the Oi Classic, you can see it's the benchmark of the Oi lineup and has this nice wraparound design that's very unique to KNOG. So unlike a traditional bell that sits up and out with a big kind of dome shape, this one, it really just wraps around, and it's a very cool technology. This whole thing vibrates while the inner body is attached to your handlebar. It's only compatible with round handlebars, but they do have small and large variations for all of these. So you can find the one that works for you, and they even include shims with the larger one to accommodate multiple sizes. With the Classic, it's the most affordable one. So you can see you have the inner plastic piece, a simple trigger, and you can see it has a spring here with a little hinge. So as I push down, that spring gets compressed, and then when I let go, you can see nice, loud, and crisp. You have basic branding, you just have the K for KNOG there, and then you have it printed on the plastic base here. With this one, you can see the cable pass-throughs are very obvious, and then you can see the little attachment points with the ringer portion to the main body. But again, very sleek design. It's currently offered in 4 different colors, so you can really mix and match this to your bike design. They have an all black variation that's great for a full black handlebar. They have silver, copper, and brass. We have the brass one, which has this nice gold finish to it. So it really looks good. You have the black main body, so it's the same color regardless of which one you choose, and the outer portion just changes color. This is the metal portion that obviously does the ringing, while the inner portion is a single bolt clamp-on design that hinges open and installs on a handlebar with 1 bolt. We also have the Prima. So the Prima is the update to the Classic. They've taken the same design but sort of refined it, so you can see the beveled edges on the Prima versus the more flat ones on the Classic. And with this one, you can see they've redesigned the trigger, and that's a big difference here. So it has a WAVETEK technology, So it has a more ergonomic design, so it's extended, where this trigger was just a single spring. They've completely concealed the spring underneath here, so it's still spring loaded, but it's underneath, so a lot more ergonomic, so you have a larger spot to put your finger. So if I hold in the right spot, nice crisp ding with the whole thing vibrating. You also have the cable pass-through, but you can see this is thicker, so you have less space for cables compared to the classic version. But the overall dimensions are very similar, same width, but this one's just a little bit more curved. You also have two color options with this bell. You have either have the anthracite or the primer gray that we have here. With the primer gray, you can see it's this off-white color for the main body, and then the silver for the actual bell. And with this one, you have simple branding with KNOG printed on the trigger and then again on the base. If you step it up to the Luxe, this is the most luxurious one, and you can see full metal construction. That's the big difference here. So the bottom piece has, again, a single bolt-on design with a hinge, but it's full metal CNC design, and then it even has injected steel. So it's a really beautiful design. The trigger is very minimalist, so it just has this little wire that wraps around, and the brass dinger. Really nice, crisp sound, so a little bit louder than the other ones with a different tone. And the cool thing about this is they've even eliminated the plastic that you typically have with the shims and just use a piece of vegan leather. So it's just a little synthetic piece of fabric, and you can see it actually has stitching on it, so it really looks high-end and protects your handlebar. You also have the cable pass-throughs, and you can see a little bit deeper with 3 grooves instead of the single channel or dual channel. And the dinger itself is really nice, so it's brass for the dinger part, and then the trigger is just, again, this big wire section with this hinge and a spring on the inside that's fully concealed. So it's not quite as ergonomic as, say, the Prima. And that's really the big difference between all these bells is really the trigger and some of the design details. So you can see similar size, but this one feels better. This one looks the best and works well as well, while the classic is a little bit smaller with the exposed spring that can wear out if you use this a long time. And that's one of the reasons they came up with the Prima. It addresses some concerns over robustness, but you can see otherwise very similar. If we listen to the sounds again, that's a classic. We have the Luxe. Then if we have the Prima sound, you can see each of them are a little bit different, but nice and crisp. Now let's take a look at some riding footage with the bell. As you can see here, they're very easy to modulate, so you just mount it on your handlebar, and then the triggers are all right on the back. We installed this on our Priority bike, and you can see we just put all 3 of them there, including the Portland Design Works bell on the headset. So a little bit crazy setup here. But you can see people respond to the sound really well. It's not too annoying, but it's nice and crisp, and you can definitely hear it down the road. All of them have slightly different trigger designs, but you can still see they're about the same, really. The classic is a little bit simpler with the big spring. The Prima is more ergonomic with the longer handle, while the Luxe is the fanciest with that really simple metal design. And you can see it here, it sounds really nice. This one's almost contacting, so it's a little bit more dull, but the Prima and Luxe have a more similar sound. So they both sound good. They're not quite as loud as something like the Portland Design Works. So you can hear how much louder that is, but it's a bigger bell. So you can see it takes up more space, while the KNOG ones are a lot sleeker. Now let's go over the pros and cons for the KNOG Oi bells. What we like about them is they're all low profile, so they hug your handlebar and look really sleek with a lot of color options. They also sound nice and loud, yet very pleasant, so it's not really annoying, and people will get out of your way. They also have a nice built-in cable path, so it makes it really easy to install if you have cables running along your handlebar. The big negatives with these bells, the fact they're a little bit expensive, especially for the Prima and Luxe version, compared to the other bells on the market, but you definitely get the higher quality materials and the cooler design. Taking everything into account would give the bells a 9.0 out of 10. They're nice, sleek, and loud. You can definitely get the one that matches your style, whether you want the more luxurious and premium Luxe version, or a more basic one like the Classic. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.